September is both Ovarian Cancer and Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. They are two causes the Martin Truex Jr. Foundation supports. That foundation was initially founded to bring awareness to childhood cancers, but in 2014, Martin Truex Jr.'s longtime girlfriend, Sherry Pollex, was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Sherry went through an 8-hour surgery and 17 months of chemo to beat the cancer. But earlier this year, Sherry had a recurrence, and she's currently going through chemo again to fight the disease. But what she won't do, as Ashley Stroehlein is about to tell us, is let that disease hold her back from being Sherry Strong.
Martin Truex Jr. is going to win the first race of the playoffs.
Congratulations, Martin.
Martin Truex Jr. took the checkered flag in the first round of the playoffs at Chicagoland. And most importantly, his good luck charm, Sherry Pollex, got to be there with him.
I can't even tell you how much better, I'm a lot better driver these days because of her and what she's been through and what she taught me, and we've learned a lot about life together.
Standing on a frozen ground, dreaming of you.
To hear him say that, you know, you've made him a better driver and you've taught him so much, I'm sure you've had many conversations like that, but just to be in that moment and hear that, you know, how does that make you feel?
Well, actually, what's funny about you saying that is we haven't really had a lot of conversations like that. So for me to hear him say that on national television is really cool. I was trying really hard not to cry.
We continue to face every challenge head on, not scared. We get after it, and we live every day like just like we want to, and we have fun.
It's really special to think that I could be an inspiration to somebody like him. I always look up to him and the way he holds himself, and you know that he's just so, I don't know, Martin's character is so calm all the time. He's always my rock. So to see him say that about me is really cool.
That's exactly what Martin Truex Jr. wants.
I think it's, you know, we've had conversations about it making him a better driver. I think that is just, you know, a testament to what we've been through, and you think you're having a bad day until you know what it's really like to have a bad day. You know, when you're fighting a disease or you see those kids that are battling cancer, and then it changes your perspective on everything.
And kind of a roller coaster over a few months maybe, because you got to be in victory lane this weekend, but you also had to celebrate, you know, from a hospital room as well earlier this season when he won a race.
It was really, I think, difficult to be in the hospital room when he won, because just not being there. And it wasn't like I made a choice to not be there. You know, I couldn't be there because I was home recovering in the hospital. So that race was hard, but I had all my family there, and we were cheering on the hospital floor that I was on. I think we woke up half the patients and the nurses that were there that night, but it was cool to watch it on TV and hear Martin talk about me then too. And he came and got me the next morning and brought me home, and we celebrated on Sunday, so it was pretty neat.
You gotta say hi to Sherry back home. She didn't make it this weekend, so love you, babe.
Sherry was only 35 when she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and while she could have stepped away from the public, she instead chose to share her journey in hopes of helping others.
I think the most important thing for women to know is not only the symptoms, but that you know your body better than anyone, and if something's wrong, you need to get help, and you need to kind of, I wish I would have pushed a little harder. You know, I wish I would have said, like, I feel this bad and I want you to do something else. I think the other thing too is that most women think that their yearly PAP checks for ovarian cancer, and it doesn't. You know, it checks for cervical and uterine, and that's a huge you know, hurdle that the Ovarian Cancer Society is trying to get over, our community is trying to get over. We're trying to come up with an early detection test, and I've been to Congress and I've lobbied for that, and unfortunately, you know, we don't have one yet, but I'm hoping sometime in my lifetime we do.
Statistics say her chance of survival is less than 30% in 5 years, but Sherry refuses to let the numbers define her life.
I kind of got to a place where I just didn't. You don't believe that that's going to be you. You just believe you're going to beat the odds. You believe you're going to be different.
She's also started her own website, sherrystrong.org, that provides other women with information she found helpful during her battle, as well as a platform to share her story. Another thing that really stuck out to me, you put the gift of cancer.
Yeah.
It's really hard for a lot of people to see it that way, but you were able to kind of find the positive in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think any type of negative situation that you have in your life or anything bad that you're going through in your life, there's always a silver lining. There's always something positive that can come out of it if you look for it. And for me, that was really, I think, finding the gift of living, just learning that I wanted to live each day of my life a happy person. I wanted, like we were talking about, I wanted to be joyful, and I wanted to do things with my family and with my friends. And sometimes it takes something in your life happening to kind of trigger that. And not that I wasn't doing it before, because I was, but I wasn't doing it to the extent that I am now. You walk outside and the sky's bluer and the grass is greener, everything is better, because you do kind of live like you're dying a little bit. I think about it all the time. Sometimes I'll just lay in bed and think, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky to, you know, be healthy enough today to get out of bed and get dressed and do this interview with you. I was thinking that this morning, you know, I could be so sick from treatment that I can't even come see you. But I think there's always something to be grateful for every day, you know, no matter how bad you feel.
I love her.
Isn't she amazing?
She's
Talk about
strong.
strength.
Yeah.
Did she ever think about retreating and being private with this, or was it always her instinct to stand in front of it and stand with it?
I think she just realizes what a great platform that they have, and so for her to go through everything and not share that and not use her voice to help other women, she was like, you know, I can't do that. It's almost like her responsibility, I feel like. You know, we started the foundation years before I was diagnosed to help children, because she said, you know, Martin and I had such a great childhood, we wanted to give back to children going through cancer, and then this happened, and that was the next thing that we added.
And what I saw just from this story is when she found out about her diagnosis, also came the team that supported her. And we see that a lot with people who are battling some type of disease, that team rallies around them. And she spoke about Martin a lot in this piece.
Yeah, I feel like that was like 3 stories in one. You saw what a great relationship that her and Martin have, and just that support and how much it means for her to get to be in victory lane when he wins a race. And if not, you know, he's right there as soon as he gets home, and they go home and talk about it and celebrate, and, you know, her being in the hospital cheering him on no matter what. So they just have a really special relationship, and I think what they do in the community, in the NASCAR community, they always rally around each other. It doesn't matter that you're driving for someone else or whatever, they just really come together to help each other out.
I love that he called her his rock.
Right.
When really you would think in these moments it would have to be the other way around, and it sounds like they're that for each other, which is what you're looking for, right?
Yes.
In a relationship. What if people want to learn more about their foundation?
Yeah, so they have, I think we have a full screen for that maybe, but the Martin Truex Jr. Foundation.org, they have all kinds of great stuff going on this month. They're auctioning off some wheels that other drivers use during races that you can bid on, also some gloves, and also SherryStrong.org. I actually went to that website just doing research for this interview, and I spent hours on there because she writes blogs, she shares her journey, what this was like for me. You know, if you're dealing with someone in your family who's diagnosed with cancer, what you should and shouldn't say, and also just ways you can give back to cancer patients. They have boxes that you can donate, and they have little care packages in them, and they go to patients when they're in there getting their treatment.
I think until you're in that moment, and until you or a family member has experienced a particular kind of cancer, you don't realize how much help some of these foundations and organizations need in order to eradicate that cancer someday. And so it's amazing that they're doing that.
I walked away from this interview so inspired and with such a different outlook, and so I was so thankful that she's going through chemo right now, and she took the time to sit down and talk with us and share that, because she really just wants to help other people going through it.
Great attitude.
Yeah.
Gift of cancer.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.